Definitely. But me personally, I've really just been trying to keep it just a buck. Like, if y'all ask me a question, it is what it is.
Yo, man, you already know what it is, man. You already know. It's that. Yes, sir. J.U. in here, Kingmeechyyy in here. Another evening, a beautiful week. Not the last day of February, but
second to
last episode of February for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Last episode of February.
It definitely is. And hey, we made it another month. I'm just saying, we made another month, man. Just being consistent and persistent. Have not missed an episode yet.
Nah, I mean,
I'm loving it.
Everything we schedule, we get it done. We here every week, twice a week. You know what I'm saying? Y'all get them episodes every Tuesday, every Friday.
Definitely. And I feel like y'all need to take that into your lives too. Like, be persistent, be consistent. Like, even when you don't feel like it. Like, he always says at the end of every episode, do the hard things even when you don't want to. Like, it's literally a lifestyle. It's not something you should be turning on and off.
Mm-hmm.
This is speaking to ourselves first, but also to y'all. Like,
yeah, and like, I be reminding myself, like, even the hard things, embrace that shit. Like, embrace things that are hard. Embrace things that bring you pain and a little bit of stress. You know what I'm saying? Embrace that shit.
Definitely. It's only going to make you better.
Mm-hmm.
But, hey, we got a good one for y'all today. I ain't even going to lie. All right. So, and I feel like this is something if you're a man, you probably been called this if you've dealt with women. Like, if you haven't dealt with women, you probably haven't just because you get no coochie. So, kudos to you. Boom. Anyway. So, have you ever been called a narcissist?
Yeah, I've been called a narcissist before, and I'm pretty sure it's like women that have either, even if they haven't called me that, not saying they've thought it and not saying or wanted to call me that, and maybe I ghosted them before they could, you know what I'm saying? But to me, like, yeah, some of it was probably well warranted back in my younger days. Like, I say, yeah, a nigga probably was a narcissist as far as like, and I think we're all somewhat on that spectrum of narcissism. Like, I think I was kind of on that extreme side because it took me time to like develop the empathy and to actually like care about other people that like wasn't my family and stuff. It was hard for me to do that when I was younger.
Gotcha. And there's nothing wrong with that. We all like grow at different things, and there's probably a reason for that, like why you feel the way you do.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, it wasn't like that. Like, I feel like I'm like more of a, not say I'm a caring person. I'm a caring person.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah, I like to consider myself a nice guy. But, and we got to talk about that too. Like, women don't like nice guys. Like, women, like, it was a tweet. It said women like toxic masculinity more than nice guys. Mm-hmm. And I totally agree with that. Just saying. Like,
to me, the only toxic masculinity is the lack of masculinity. So I get what you're saying, though. Like, what they call toxic masculinity, like, that's what they like.
Definitely.
I understand that.
Definitely. But back to the thing. And even I got called a narcissist. And then, so I went and I looked up the definition of narcissist. Basically, it's a person that does not show empathy and, like, thinks very highly of himself and feels he's superior to others.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the Google definition. And I feel like reading that, I was like, we all got to be on that narcissist kind of list, like on the spectrum, for the simple fact, everybody on here should think highly of themselves. If you're watching this, you should think highly of yourself because you're a person. Like, you should feel confident. You should feel that way. Like, you should love yourself. And I feel like that's all about feeling highly of yourself. But, like, when it comes down to narcissism, I'm not telling you should think you're above people or people are inferior to you for any sort of reason just because you got more money than them, more status, blah, blah, blah. That doesn't make them inferior. And yeah, you shouldn't feel that way, but I feel like you should feel a sense of pride. Like,
yeah, self-worth. You should feel good about yourself. You should feel good about the things you're doing, especially if you putting in the work. And to me, it's like a lot of the most successful people get called narcissism, and I think it takes a level of narcissism to achieve that success somewhat, because you have to feel good about yourself in order to do things. And to me, it's like if your work shows it, who gives a fuck what somebody else is trying to like label you as? A lot of these like personality traits we label is like things that we all have in us. It's some psychologist that probably came up with the name for the shit. I'm saying, to me, it's like I don't think those labels, you should let it hold so much weight. Now I do think like you should care about other people. You should have empathy. You should treat other people with respect, because in the end of the day, we're all one. We're all connected. But I don't think it's no problem with you feeling superior. To me, it's kind of a gray area, because like you shouldn't treat anybody like I do think you should treat the janitor the same way you treat the CEO, but at the same time, like you should like feel better, feel like highly about yourself if you're putting in more work than other people. You know what I'm saying? Like you shouldn't take it too far and be like full on the high end scale of narcissism, because you can get humbled, you can get knocked down from your place if you're not doing things correctly, and a lot of times if you're on that edge of the high end of the spectrum of narcissism, you might be like blinded to some things that you are doing wrong. So I think it's just like being self-aware in it and knowing like, okay, I'm here, but I do still have things to work on. I'm not perfect. I'm not seeing myself as just the pinnacle of being, but I do have an attitude of like a little bit of arrogance and a little bit of I'm him. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't feel like there's nothing wrong with feeling like that.
I don't think so either. Like I feel like you should tell yourself you are him, because at the end of the day, you are him. Like if you
I think women, it tends to come from a man, not a man putting himself first. Like a lot of times they say you're a narcissist just when you're putting yourself first. When at the end of the day, as a man, you kind of have to. Even if you have a family, you have to. Like you might go without so your kids can have, but you can't go so much without. It's like, all right, if we have no food at all, and I'm the hunter of the family, and then we get a little bit of meat. Who should eat that meat first? Probably me if I'm the hunter, so I can go get some more. You know what I'm saying? Like, as long as everybody not about to die, we should be okay. You should be like, I can go and get some more and put myself first, because I know I got to put myself first in this moment so I can put my family first later, you know?
I feel that, but that was a crazy reference. Like, I ain't even gonna lie, but it makes absolute.
You gotta kind of put yourself first, and a lot of times women see that like, oh, you're narcissistic because you're not trying to put them on a pedestal.
Definitely, I feel that. Me personally, I'm just starting to think women just say things. Like, they just say what's trendy. Like, I feel like, especially at one point, it was just trendy to say, oh, I'm dealing with a narcissist. Like, people think it's cool. And, like, if you're calling somebody a narcissist, 9 times out of 10, you're probably a narcissist yourself.
Yeah, a lot of times they are, and a lot of times they don't know the real definition of it. Like, if you ask a woman what's misogyny, they won't know the definition. They'll call you a misogynist, but they don't know what it means at all. They'll call you a narcissist, but they don't really know what it means at all. Might even call you a sociopath. They just heard somebody else say the shit on TV, and it sounded like something you should call a nigga that's not doing exactly what you want him to do, you know?
Definitely. So, like, I feel like, but either so, you can't take none of that stuff personal. Because I got a friend, he hates being called that. Pretty sure he broke up with his girl over because she called him that.
She called him what?
A narcissist. He said, I hate that shit. Like, he went off.
I wouldn't, like, to me, it's like, how serious can you take what something like a woman's calling you like that, especially when, if you know if it's not, like, valid. To me, it's just, like, find humor in the shit and not saying go past it, unless it's like consistently all day and she's treating you a certain type of way because of that, then like you shouldn't be fucking with her. So he probably is right. If it got to the point where he's like, oh, I hate being called that, it's like, yeah, she probably was saying it a lot.
Probably. And that's another thing, like name calling. I strongly dislike it. Like, I feel like you shouldn't call people names, because especially if you don't want nobody else calling you names.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like that's something.
You deal with women that call you names?
Shit, me, hell no. Except for the girl that called me a narcissist, but like that shit was just some.
I mean, to me, that's not a name though. That's more so like a label, but it's like kind of.
She tried to label me.
It's kind of in that same realm where like she's trying to use this word that she knows because she thinks that it's gonna make you act different because of that. Like now, if you're like a true, like I said, there's levels to it. Like if you're just not caring and you're not like you're not showing like empathy in some aspects, and you really just feel like you that person and your shit don't stink at all, and you have no flaws, and it's all about you, all about you, all about you. Then yeah, like it's probably kind of warranted, but you know, like I think you should be self-aware in those aspects and like don't get like too carried away when you are like dealing with your ego and things like that.
Definitely, and I feel like that's something we all have to do with his ego, but like I feel like that's not me, man. I be having not as be under check, but I be knowing when it's flaring.
Mm-hmm.
But like I feel like that's part of popping your shit. Like sometimes your ego gon' go for what it knows.
Mm-hmm.
But like I still don't feel like you should get judged for it. Like not too heavily.
Yeah, to be honest, it's like we live in a world where it just depends what you're doing, cause like you know how artists say like don't judge them too hard because they're sensitive about their shit, but at the same time, if you're putting your stuff out there, like to me it's like, okay, if you're doing entertainment or anything like that, you're gonna be judged. Like we say, like we shouldn't judge people, and to me, I don't judge people based off of like prejudice and things like that. But if it's music, then yeah, I'm gonna judge your music whether I like it or not, if I'm gonna consume it or not. You know what I'm saying? And I think some people get too caught up in being judged when it's like it's kind of like, especially like in this society like we live in, it's like a natural thing. Everybody's like, not everybody's like constantly judging everybody, but everybody kind of low key kind of placing judgment. And it's like women, they such emotional creatures where yeah, they're gonna like judge you on certain things if things aren't going their way a lot of the times. Like the bad woman, like a good woman, she's not gonna spend too much time like judging your actions. She's gonna trust your truth and trust that she should, if she sees you as a good leader, she's just gonna trust the things you're doing unless you hurt her or something like that, you know.
Definitely. But like I do like how you brought up that point. We all do judge each other. Like how deep or so, like that's just based off who you are.
Mm-hmm.
But I do feel like when it comes down to it, like know your flaws, like before you just start judging people. Like I try to keep that in mind, because like somebody can look like messed up one day, or like bad clothes, like, or just dirty clothes, and you're really just judging the person. Like, oh, you think, oh, he might be homeless or he dirty, you don't want to touch him. They don't know that dude might be a CEO or something. Like he might be a billionaire.
That's why I like, even if I have like certain judgments in my head, I still keep like an open mind when it comes to shit, especially when it comes to like you know what I'm saying, someone could be watching us right now, they judging us off something we just said, but they really know us. Nah, I'm saying that's the thing when it comes to like celebrities and shit. Like your girl now, she's gonna know you on a certain level, so she's gonna feel more open to judge you in certain aspects, and she's probably gonna be testing you constantly, whether it's subconsciously or consciously. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna be kind of testing you and judging you off how you react to certain things and how you move when it comes to certain things. Like if a girl's calling you a narcissist, it's probably some type of testing that to see if you're gonna stay in your truth and keep doing what you're doing regardless, because you know you're doing the right thing, or if you're gonna change your mind just because she said something and because she called you a narcissist. If you ended up changing your mind, like she might feel good about it in the moment, but she's gonna lose respect for you in the long run. That's again something I learned from the Way of the Superior Man, you know.
I was about to say definitely, and I feel like a lot of people, they do say things a lot of times to get a reaction out of you, because I feel like that's why she said it. She just wanted to know what I was gonna do. But like I'll tell y'all what I did. I was like, to be honest, I'm not even with that name calling. If you can't address me properly, you shouldn't be addressing me at all. Mm-hmm. And I just left it as that. Simple as that. Because I feel like that's the best way to do it, because there's no need to go back and forth. Especially like you gotta think, some people might get mad. I don't really care. bro, there's no reason as a man you should be going back and forth with a female. That's just facts. Like, you arguing, bickering with a female, you're crazy. Because there's no winning that. There's no winning. Like, they're not going to see the logical point. You probably won't see their feminine or where it's coming from. Some kind of emotion. It's a legit barrier there. So you better off be like, to be honest, this is how I see it, blah, blah, blah. I understand we see it two different ways. If we can't move past this, we might need to just go on, either let it go or go about our different ways. Simple as that.
Facts, because at the end of the day, it's like, if you know your truth and you know that, like, the things you're doing and you are operating in your full masculinity, it's like, no matter what a woman say, you got to keep stepping in that. Like, not saying, like, be open, of course, like, to the fact that, like, take, like, information you get from other people to consideration, but don't just let that change your mind. If you take that information, then you start looking at it from your perspective, then boom, then you change your own mind, then that's cool. But don't let, like, a woman change your mind based off how she's judging you or what she say or she's saying what you're doing is narcissistic. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. And I feel like that should go with anything. Like, don't let anybody change your mind. Like, don't get me wrong, take that information into consideration though. Like, actually, like, listen. I feel like that's, some people just don't listen. I feel like that's, like, you're just stubborn at that point. It doesn't matter who it is. It can be from a kid. Like, I've definitely caught myself sometimes, like, I might think something right and my little brother be like, no, try this. And I'll listen, I'll hear him out. I always hear him out. Sometimes it'd be some dumb stuff though, so I just pass it off, but sometimes he gives me good knowledge. And I feel like never doubt who it can come from, like who that knowledge can really come from.
Facts. And that just comes with, again, like, not like being so judgmental that you don't even want to hear some shit just because of the way someone look, how they sound, or what they're doing in the moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like the source, like, it's no particular package, like a message he's trying to send you is gonna come in.
Definitely, like, you might think it's coming from that businessman in the suit, but the best advice you can get might be from just a guy on the street, bro, in some straight running clothes. Might be me one day. And boom, on to the second topic, because, like, they kind of tie in, because you can get called narcissistic if you do this. And I feel like it just depends on how you get women, in my opinion. Like, it's okay to, game is game.
Game is game. This is consequences to certain type of game. You
Definitely.
know?
So, like, how do you feel about dudes when, like, not necessarily, like, they're trying to cuff girls, but let's say they're playing that role, like, playing with a woman's feelings, not straight up telling her, I just want to fuck. Like that lover boy.
Like playing with women's feelings, it don't even have to be you trying to cuff. It could be, like, you just trying to fuck, but exactly what you just said, basically. But, how do I feel about it? I think, to me, like, I've experienced, like, the wrath of a scorned woman. So to me, I don't do it. To me, honestly, honesty is the best policy, because playing with a woman's feelings, whether it's, like, you could be in a relationship and you can be acting like you single to another girl, and I feel like that's playing with a woman's feelings too. So it's like, it's so many ways niggas do that shit. Ooh. And to me, it's like, you gotta just understand what comes with it. It's like, it can be some dangerous shit. A bitch might lie on you, say you did something. She might try to get you locked up. She might try to attack you physically. She might try to destroy some property. And it's like, the deeper you get into it, 9 times out of 10, the more the woman starts to learn about you, and now she got more ammo. So it's like very, very dangerous. That's why, to me personally, I'm totally against it, playing with women's feelings and stuff like that. But, you know what I'm saying, y'all take that information and do what you will, because I know that's how a lot of dudes get girls, and that's how a lot of dudes manipulate women into certain situations or just get ass. Like, nigga might. And then sometimes it's not even playing with a woman's feelings. A lot of times, some dudes, they just don't understand that they're in lust, and they feel like, maybe I really do like this joint. Then they get the nut and they end up ghosting because they found out, I don't really like her no more. So it be both ways sometimes. Like,
it does be both ways.
but you gotta communicate that shit. So
definitely. And I say, like, you gotta call a spade, bro. And this is speaking to myself too, because I have not always done this. But, like, I feel like it's so important just to say, like, hey, we just fucking ain't no, we not going to get breakfast tomorrow type beat, like, or like, say when I'm with you, I'm with you. When I'm not, I'm not. Like, make it known that like you're not. This isn't serious. This isn't serious.
Unless your system just set up so straight, you got the perfect gaslighting procedures that you
perfect gaslighting procedures
yeah,
is
like,
crazy.
Like for real, like because like I know dudes that operate like that. They might act like they fucking with the John hard just to get the cheeks, or they might tell her this, that, or the third, or act like they're gonna do something for her just to get the cheeks. And it's like, if your system is not straight, it's like she can fuck your shit up.
Definitely can fuck your shit up. And I feel like that's what makes women not the easiest part of your life, when you're playing with their feelings.
It's
like,
because you don't. I feel like, I mean, a lot of dudes, they feel like they don't have enough status to like really tell a girl what it is, which I understand that, and a lot of women don't like the truth. You know what I'm saying? So I understand that angle of it too. So.
Definitely. But me personally, I've really just been trying to keep it just a buck. Like, if y'all ask me a question, it is what it is. Because it's either you gonna fuck me or you not at the end of the day. That's what I've been kind of grilling.
And like feminine, the feminine energy is abundant, man. Like, for real. Like, if you don't feel like that, then you probably are avoiding it in some aspects, or you are jaded by something, and it makes you feel like it's not enough women out here, or you just can't get none. But if you're working on yourself, you're the best version of yourself, your feminine energy is going to be abundant for you. So it's like, there's really no reason to do that. And like I said, I understand why guys do it, but like you said, it's best to keep it a buck. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you keep it a buck, you ain't got to worry about the bullshit that comes with it. Like, you might still deal with a little bullshit because it's a woman, and we know how women are, emotional creatures. Like, sometimes you could keep it a buck with them, and shit still goes south. You know what I'm saying? It might just be, we're just fucking at first, but then it turns into some whole other shit.
Definitely. But you can always say, I told you what it was from the jump. Like, you always got that little trump card you can throw. And then, so she can just take it as you take it. And then I feel like it'll be so much easier to cut women off if you're doing that. Because you know women are in abundance. Too many men be trying to hold on to women that are not good for them. Simple as that.
Facts.
Because you got into those mini relationships, like, now y'all fucking, now y'all cuddling up. Now next thing you know, like, y'all a thing. Y'all are kind of a thing. Like, you're doing everything together. So basically a couple. And then it's no more.
Yeah, because, I mean, once you, like, you know what I'm saying, to me, we used to, like, me and my homie, we used to say, like, it's called, like, the trifecta. Like, you dick a John down 3 times, I don't care if she a fucking whore, like, straight slut. She's gonna have some type of feelings for you, you know what I'm saying? No matter how she felt in the beginning. Like, maybe like a super duper whore, she might not, but most junks, they're gonna want to look at the possibility of being something more with you is gonna be in their mind. And then next thing you know, you got your sneaky link sending you restaurants and shit, and with the eye emojis, like, we're going on a date. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've had fucking like a hooker ask me to go to Dave & Buster's before, and it's like what? And I wasn't even fucking her. Like, we was dealing with some business type shit, but it was a whole nother conversation.
Business with the hooker, you?
Yeah, legal business. We was doing legal. I wasn't doing no pimping. But yeah, she wanted to go to Dave & Buster's just because she had been in my presence a few times. Know what I'm saying? And that shit is like, it just shows you, like, no matter how a woman like kind of acts or how she feels in the moment. Cause like, and you can't call a woman a liar for this shit. You can't call a woman a liar for this shit. Cause how she felt in that one moment when you said it was cool, later on it changes. Now I'm saying, then they have that right because they're those emotional feminine creatures, and feminine creatures is about right now.
Definitely, and I feel like that's a great thing. Like I'm pretty sure even after you say I love you, you're supposed to say for right now. Is it, what was the exact quote?
Well, it's just saying, like, when they say I love you, that's what it is right then and there at that moment. You know what I'm saying? And it can change in the next moment, depending on what you're doing. Like, that's just dealing with feminine women is just kind of how it is.
Definitely, it's always in the moment. So don't think just because she said I love you 5 years ago, she still loves you now. It's just how it works, bro. It's just how it works. We don't make the rules, bro.
Don't play with their feelings, man. Don't like if you do understand the consequences and things that can come with it. That's all we really trying to say.
Definitely. Simple as that.
Carson said he ain't paying nothing for no pussy. He said you got good dick, you don't need to pay.
That is very true. And we can talk about that. Like, how do you feel about like paying for women? Like, you said you like to pay for women. You'll pay for a woman's time, but like, and we're not talking prostitution like for a date.
Yeah. I mean, I would pay for a woman's time for like if I was asking her for a date, that's me asking her for her time. So yeah, that's something that I wouldn't mind. Like to me, it's just like if a woman asks me to go somewhere, I'm kind of expecting her to pay. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just what it is type shit. I feel like if you're asking for someone's time, then you need to compensate them for that time.
I do agree, especially if it's like not someone you're extra like. It's not like a favor. Like you don't take people on dates for favors.
Yeah. It's like if you're. It's just to me. It's just custom. Like that's just kind of how I grew up. Like if I ask a girl to go somewhere, then I'm gonna pay. Like I didn't even did like shit before. Like probably what I would say is like simp shit. Now thinking about it is like. Nah, saying I didn't use my last $15 to take a jump to Chipotle, and I told her like, oh, I'm on a strict diet because I'm training and shit. Nah, I'm saying just to get the jump Chipotle and shit when I was younger, like.
That's what's up though.
Because it was like, yeah, I really fucked with her, and I'm like, boom, trying to get her time, trying to see what she about and shit. To me now, looking at it, it's like, nah, I got it. Like, I shouldn't even been going on the date if that's all I had in my pocket at the time, type shit. Like for you young niggas, like. Nah, saying if you ain't got it type shit. Don't do that shit because it's never gonna be worth it. It's not like even though I did, not saying I fucked her after that. But a lot of times like shit, like most niggas they pay for dates and don't get sex after. To me, it's like not something I expect from a date, but I know how to smooth booty my way into it. So
definitely, y'all haven't got that far yet. Y'all haven't got to the smooth part. Booty section, but y'all get there. Anyway, I do agree. Like, yeah, you should pay for someone's time. Like, let's say, like, but when does it start going OD? Let's say you're flying a girl out. You're already paying for the flight, so technically, that's you paying for her time, right?
Yeah.
So should she still get something when she's actually reached the destination?
Like, what you mean get something? Like, just
like cash, shopping, food?
To me, it's just something like what caliber dude you are. Like, are you trying to, like, to me, if I'm spending money on her, I see potential in us. Like, if I'm just trying to fuck, then to me, I don't even want to pay for the flight. I'd rather, to be honest, don't pay for the flight. Let her pay for the flight. Even if, like you paying for her time, like, let her pay for the flight and, you compensate her for the flight when she gets to you, you know. That's how you gonna make sure, like, she ain't bullshitting with you and she definitely gonna make that flight because she gonna want that money back. But
that is true.
But, like, yeah, like, if you're just trying to fuck, like, you shouldn't be honestly spending no money. A lot of these rappers, they do that and they tell y'all about that shit because they lame, they don't have no game, and they probably don't have good dick. Honestly. If you got good dick, you shouldn't be just, like, paying for pussy, to be honest. Like, and you gotta look at it. Like, a lot of the old dudes, they don't got the best dick. They probably got Viagra and shit, you know what I'm saying? But to them, also, there's levels to this shit. Like, Robert Kraft, he got caught giving that's the billionaire on the Patriots, I believe, right? Robert Kraft, yeah. He got caught giving a masseuse like $100. Then he's a billionaire. $100 is a penny to him, you know? So it's like, it's levels to this shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, to me, if you dealing with thousands, like even millions, it's like just spending money on girls that you aren't gonna see anything long term with. To me, it's just a waste of time. And you probably don't have enough game because if you really like that, you're gonna use your like celebrity, and you're gonna use your celebrity, your likeness, how you look, how you built yourself up just to get the pussy. Like, most girls just gonna fuck you off the name, the strength of your name, if you build yourself up to that.
Definitely. But, like, I know you've mentioned this before, like, being like a gentleman. So you don't think that's really gentlemanly of you to leave like $1,000 on the counter, or
You don't
like just leave $1,000 on the dresser, like
for sex?
yeah, but you're not paying for sex. You're just doing it just cause like is that not still paying for a time though?
I mean, like, what do I want? Like, am I trying?
You already beat the jump. You already beat.
I already fucked her. And
Yeah,
I don't
you ready to
want
leave?
nothing else
You ready?
to do with her.
Yeah, you ready to leave?
To me, I see the argument of I'm paying for her to leave. So if it's in that aspect, and I'm a millionaire and just give her 1,000, so she keep her mouth shut. That is different, but to me, still, like, if your game is up to a certain level and you got your system and things structured correctly, like, you probably, like, to me, like, dealing with these Western women, you might have to do that shit just so she don't be running her mouth and shit, but it's still not worth it to me, because just for sex, to me, it's like I love how Charleston White put it. It's like, I'm fucking you. You getting the bus multiple. You getting to come multiple times, and I'm paying you. Like, to me, what am I like? I'm just getting a nut out the situation now. Like, to me, like, you kind of a sucker at that point, you know?
Definitely. Charleston White said that?
Yeah, he said that when asked about
I was about to say
man paying $12K for pussy.
that nigga old as fuck. I don't want no smoke, bro.
He be talking like he slanging that junk, you know.
Definitely.
He be talking like he slanging that junk, and I ain't gonna like let's speculate on that if he is or not. But like, a nigga, like, if you got good dick and you built your name up to a certain level, a lot of junks just gonna fuck off the string. Like, you're not gonna have to pay for it. If you paying for it, it's either for the silence after it because you might have a girl or you this or whatever, or you just don't want to get out there to the blogs and you want to leave her something to where she feel like, okay, if I want more money from him, then I should shut up and not talk about it if I want to still fuck with him. You know what I'm saying? But if you really slinging that pipe, like, you real pipe, a real plumber, you know what I'm saying? You a real deal plumber. She gonna want to come back anyway, so she's not gonna be like being too loud about it. You know what I'm saying? She might tell her friends about it, and then her friends might try to fuck you with. You know what I'm saying? You that
Pussy referrals.
You him at that point, but
Definitely.
you don't want to just keep spending money on women like that, because once you do it, when girls hear like, oh yeah, girl, he give you 10 bands just to fuck, like, then every joint looking at you like a sucker, and they're like, oh yeah, all we gotta do is give him a little pussy and we getting 10 bands, like, you getting out stimulus checks.
Oh damn, that is true. For the simple fact, she's either gonna fuck you or she's not, bro. It's no.
Yeah.
Like, if she wouldn't fuck you without the money, you probably shouldn't be fucking.
Exactly.
Her anyway.
Like, to me, it's like this is not worth it now. Now, for the passport boys out there, I kind of see why they more do it, and they getting a better bang for their buck, and they not spending, like, they getting the same quality of the 12K junk for like $40, $50. So that's different.
I feel like it's better quality. I don't know.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, it probably is better quality. Probably a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, definitely less attitude. You know what I'm saying? More respect, better treatment. So I understand the dudes that's going overseas, spending a little change. They on vacation, you know. They doing their thing. But you here in the States and you giving these fucking 304s all this goddamn money just for pussy, y'all wild. Like, y'all niggas fucking the game up for real. Like you got to me, like true masculine man, you're not putting that much value just on sex and on pussy. Have some self-control about yourself to where you're not breaking the fucking bank just for pussy. Like, you could be like Charles said, like, that 12K doesn't need to be his kid's allowance if he's spending that shit on pussy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Definitely, and that stuff.
Because it was another video where Bandman was bragging about spending the minimum. He's paying the minimum amount of child support.
Ooh, that's right.
Yeah, paying the minimum amount of child support, but 12K on pussy. Like, he valued pussy way too much, in my opinion.
That is true, and now, like, every girl he meets gonna look at him like that. Like,
so 12K, that's the minimum now. He's gonna put it out there. That's the minimum. Like, at least if you're doing that shit, don't fucking talk about it.
Definitely. And, like, you gotta think how much money that adds up. Like, over time, like, over a year, I thought he did the thing. He's definitely spent over 100. I thought he said the number.
What, on pussy? How much?
Yeah, like over
Oh,
a
that
year.
nigga that's probably spent $500,000 on pussy, bro.
Literally,
That
like
nigga
it was
probably-
something crazy. It was
If he's
crazy.
giving one junk $12K, he definitely spent over $500,000 on pussy, bro. That shit is. And you gotta think, it's probably not just cash, probably gifts, bags, and
Literally.
things like that. To me,
Flights.
you gonna be feeling so empty inside because who gonna really like you for you when they know, like, yeah, we just fuck with him, make him think that he that nigga, he gonna give you that check. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a slippery slope paying for pussy like that, like outrageous numbers. But my guys, that's like again, like I sprung on Robert Kraft, like if there's nothing to you, a little bit of money, like if a billionaire is only paying $100, why is he paying $12K? You know, like, you're getting finessed at that point, you're getting scammed. But then again, women always say rappers are licks. They see them as the best type of licks because most of the time they weren't getting a lot of women before they got famous. So
Definitely. And when you look at your life, like looking back at it, like would you ever say anybody or anything was a quote unquote waste of time, like when dealing with people?
no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't even say like men or women, to be honest. Like, but we get as far as like women, everything that I've experienced in my life has built me up to this moment. So I won't say any woman was a waste of time. To me, I've had a different experience from most guys, though. I've never been hurt by a woman. You know what I'm saying? Besides the one that left me for me cheating on her. You know what I'm saying? That felt like I kind of hurt myself in that aspect. But none of my none of my exes, I would say, is a waste of time. Like, I would say like the volume and the amount of women that I messed with, that was more so the waste of time. It's not a regret because, like I said, it built me up to where I am in life. But I will say, like, I do tell young dudes, like, it's not beneficial for in any aspect for you to just be recklessly slinging your dick. As the older I get, the more exclusive about myself I actually want to be. So I don't want to be just fucking anything and everybody. And I also know I'm building this platform, so I need to be more exclusive about myself. And like girls would say they don't like community dick, but for some reason also it's the small percentage of dudes fucking all the bitches. So don't listen to that. But and it is women that do get like turned off a little bit just by like over promiscuous guys and guys that aren't like and that are fucking everybody. Some girls like it, some girls don't. But
Definitely, it just depends on what kind of girl you meet. But me personally, I don't like when people say it because like I feel like it gets trendy. Like a lot of this stuff just gets trendy and people run with it. Like people say like, oh, let's say you date someone for 3 years and y'all break up. Oh, that was a waste of time. You can't look at anything like a waste of time because you was having so much fun when you were doing it.
Yeah, like relationship wise, you definitely shouldn't look at it as a waste of time.
Definitely, because you definitely learned from it. You grew from it. Like now you know what you like, what you don't like, things that the next person needs to improve on. So I hate when people like or say like, don't waste my time. Like if you think I'm gonna waste your time, I feel like you shouldn't give me your time.
And
like
looking at things like that, you're gonna miss out on experiences because like I don't believe that we're all like there's never gonna be a world where everybody just unless you grow up in a place where arranged marriages and shit like that. If you grow up there, then yeah, you might just fuck with one person your whole life. But it's never gonna be a world where you're not gonna grow and experience other people's in some aspects. It doesn't always have to be sexually, but you're gonna have different relationships growing up and going through adolescence and things like that and becoming an adult. You're gonna have different relationships. I don't think you should look at any of them as a waste of time. A lot of the time that shit just people who say that it's because of hurt or some type of like pain that they dealt with, when the best way to deal with that is just to move on. Like you shouldn't be I think we talked about it, like always talking about your ex, especially when you're dealing with new people and things like that. Like it's just the best revenge is just moving on and letting yourself heal and not going around not fucking with somebody because you mad. Well, like some bitches, like if they have red flags, then even if they have red flags, you're gonna learn a lesson from it. And a lot of times we get the same lesson over and over in life until we learn from it. So if you deal with one girl, she has a red flag, or a couple red flags, and you don't learn to watch out for that red flag or those red flags, whether it's
masculine.
Yeah, like boom, she over masculine. Like if you don't understand that, okay, I need to watch out for these type of women, and I need to become more masculine, so I don't deal with these masculine women. You're gonna probably find yourself meeting another masculine woman, and another one after that, until you learn from that lesson in life. Like that goes with a lot of things in life. Like you tend to get the same lessons over and over and over and over until you learn from it.
Exactly. So really, it's not you. You can't blame another person for a waste of time. Really, it's your fault.
Exactly. You're wasting your own damn time because you're refusing to identify the things that you're doing wrong, and whether it's your choice in people, which that's a lot of women's problem, is their choice in men. They choose men based off these certain things, don't want to find out if he's actually a good person and going to be a good husband and a good father. They don't care about, a lot of women, like some do, but most women in Western culture, they don't care about that. They care about LMS. We already know, looks, money, status. Like those are the things they're looking at first versus, what father capabilities he have? Does this nigga know how to build shit? Can he defend himself? Can he do this? Like,
can he hunt?
Yeah, like does he have man qualities, or is this guy just, he looks good and he has some money and other women want to fuck him, so let me get with him and try to lock him down and let me have a baby with him, even though I don't know if he's gonna actually stay there. I don't know if he has a good relationship with his parents. But a lot of dudes, we do the same thing as far as like picking the wrong woman based off the wrong things. Like I feel like men kind of got that, especially nowadays with all of these spaces. Like boom, we got us, we got the red pill space, you got self-improvement space, and so a lot of men are starting to pick better women, and as a result of that, like we got bitches getting mad about that shit, but hey, we need to continue picking better women, even if that means going elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like we just gotta keep doing that. But women, they tend to make bad choices, pick the wrong guy, and then say, "Oh, a nigga wasting my time." Like, nah, you wasting your own damn time.
Definitely, because it's all about who you pick. Really, and it's really a reflection of you, what you kind of like too. Because like I've noticed, like, not saying all my females in my past are similar, but they got certain similar qualities to them.
Yeah.
Like I understand what I like to a certain degree, and I feel like it's up to me to change that shit in real life.
Facts. Me, I don't think it's ever been a problem of. My problem was more so the women that I chose to like just allow my space, because like I picked very, very good women as girlfriends. I won't say any of them was bad, at least at the time I was fucking with them. After the emotional damage they went through fucking with me, they might have turned to whatever was a hoe or this or that, whatever you want to label them as. But before I met them and why I picked them, like, were great women. Like, I can't really complain. It's like every problem I had dealing with a relationship, I kind of caused it, whether it was, most of it came from me lying. Like, I wouldn't even think like the infidelity was the problem. It was more so just me being a fucking pathological liar, which I was growing up. And it's like I identified that, and I understand like, yo, this is a trait I had. I can't say, oh, these women waste my time because I'm not with them no more, and I spent whatever time with them, I spent whatever money with them, and I did this and I did that. Like, nah, like all that's on me. And I feel like as men, we gotta have that level of accountability. Of course, women, we can't. They're emotional creatures. We can't even expect them to have accountability or even know what the fuck it is,
Definitely. But just know they probably blame you. Like, and I don't like that shit. Like, I know a couple girls that blame niggas for like them thoughting out. Like, and I feel like that shit is crazy to me. Like, I don't care. Like, don't get me wrong. We all go through stuff. Unless it like, and we all go through like trauma and stuff like that. But it's kind of up to you, men and women. It's kind of up to you to kind of deal with that shit. If you go through trauma, not saying like, we're not saying the R word. We're just saying like a bad, just like a man being toxic. If a man just being toxic or cheating makes you like go out and lash out and get a bunch of bodies, that is on you. You cannot blame that.
Like, if I had a conversation with any woman that I dealt with in the past, I would take accountability for the things I did during the relationship. But anything that happened after, Like, I understand the trauma from me affected in some way, but their actions and their choices, that shit got nothing to do with me. At that point, it's like, you chose to do what this, that, and the third, whether it's fuck with a bunch of dudes or start doing drugs or whatever the fuck you chose to do after you fuck with me, like, that's on you. And a lot of times, if you're in a fucked up situation or you do end up a drug addict or a hoe, then it's because they lack that accountability and didn't look at themselves and understand, like, a lot of the trauma was because they chose to put up with my bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you chose to, like, and you know, I was very manipulative, very gaslight type of nigga. So I understand. Like, I understand. I was a pro at all that shit. That all pro gaslighter, goddamn MVP manipulator. Like, I was all that. So I definitely understand that. But it's like the actions after that, I can't. Like, I can only take so much accountability for that. But I do understand, like, they're women, and regardless, they gonna blame a nigga. You know what I'm saying? Which I can accept that.
As you should, as a man, you guys do. Like, that's the only thing you can do. But just know, and that's like for men too. Like, let's say a woman go out here and break your heart, you just start fucking a bunch of sluts, and then you start getting disgusted with yourself. Like, at the end of the day, my nigga, you still gotta take accountability. That was you putting dick in all these sluts. You know what I mean? And that happens to a lot of men. Like, there's a lot of people with outrageous body counts. Like, I'm talking outrageous. Like, and they just, and sex is not the same for them no more. But like, hey, man.
Yeah, it's like men. Like, I've seen, like, the studies. I think Pearly was talking about it. She has a podcast. It's
This is like just Pearly. I've heard it.
Yeah. Like, she's very, like, on our side, I'll say, basically. She's very on our side, and she was talking about how, like, yeah, after 5 bodies, it's hard for a woman to pair bond. Like, the percentage of her being able to have a successful marriage just goes down dramatically after 5 bodies. So, like, and a lot of women, they don't know that. That's not something that they understand, and even listening to it, it's not something that they probably would be willing to accept. But hey, that's just what the studies say. Anybody listening, hey, that's not my words. It's what the studies say. Go look it up. Do your research. Like, and I heard it from another woman. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I've heard it from men too. But hearing Pearly say shit, it like confirms shit, because it's like, also, we got a woman that understands these things that men are preaching nowadays. But yeah, like, they just gotta understand, like, yo, you, the more promiscuous you are, the less you're gonna be able to, like, actually pair bond with a dude, because, and I think she said because they're gonna always compare the dude to the current dude to the past. So it's like,
ooh, that's no bueno. I wouldn't like that.
Yeah, like, just imagine, okay, she got 20 bodies now, you fucking her, now she's comparing you to the 20 other dudes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that is crazy. That's a lot of niggas. And for me personally, it's more of a disgust kind of thing. Because for the simple fact, if you let 20 niggas hit before me, I feel like that's just outrageous. Like, I do feel like it's very outrageous. For the simple fact, when you having sex, that's some intimate shit. Like, fluids are being, like, when you really think about it, it's very bonding. It's a very bonding experience. Like, your fluids, like, going, like, everybody has holes. Like, it's going inside my penis. Like, say word, like, it's going inside her vagina. There's 20 niggas.
Your skin has pores, so even if you have a condom on, like, you're still getting, like, fluid. Nah, I'm saying, like, somewhere.
Hey, and then that's 20 different niggas you're sharing your DNA. I mean, they say, like, everybody day's fucked. Like, so, I mean, if that's you want to go fuck with a bitch with 20 bodies, just know you fucking 20 other niggas.
Yeah, and it's like, it's hard it's gonna be hard for you to have a sexual, like, not a sex, it's gonna be easy for you to have a sexual relationship with her, but a thriving, serious relationship is gonna be hard for you to develop with a woman like that.
It definitely will. And it's like, what can you say? Like, oh, you got that's why I said, like, you got too many bodies. Like, simple as that. And I feel like that should be okay. Like, that should be okay to say, like, to be honest, I can't date you. Like, it's too much. Because you know it's going to be a lot of trauma there, too. Like,
and that's literally the reason why girls, they deflate their amount of bodies. Guys tend to inflate, not saying, because it's praised for a dude to have conquered a lot of women, but a woman, she's ashamed by the amount of bodies. A lot of women, they're not gonna come out and tell their dude the exact number. And as a dude, even if she does give you a number, it's gonna be hard for you to believe her because she's a woman. It's gonna be shit she's not counting. The nigga only lasted 2 seconds. She might not count it. Some women don't even count condom sex as a body. You know what I'm saying? So,
definitely. So I would say you might want to add a couple. I feel like it is safe to. I feel like it's safe to add 3. Most women I gotta add 3.
Nigga said multiply it by 3. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it's like, and you'll be able to tell though if you're fucking with a promiscuous girl, whether she ain't got no walls or just through the way she act, or if y'all relationship isn't prospering, then it's probably a reason behind that. Y'all gotta like delve deep into it, and if you're gonna have a real relationship, you gotta be real with each other. Like, woman, it's hard for a woman to be real with a dude about that, but okay, for the woman, like if you're a crazy hoe now, you've been a crazy hoe in the past, you gotta let the nigga know that, because there's gonna be problems in the relationship coming up because of that. And how are y'all gonna be able to fix this shit if the nigga doesn't know what the problem is? Like,
that is true, and it's not saying like some men won't want you because you have a lot of. You'll probably find a men that still want you with.
Yeah.
So you don't gotta worry about that. Literally, a great one. Probably take care of you and do everything right too. But I'm just saying, like, once you get that, you're gonna have to. I mean, if you don't ask, don't tell. But like, you gonna have to let them know, like, yeah, I may have been with a lot of niggas. I sucked a lot of dick in my day, but now I'm changed. Like, now I'm on self-improvement. I be watching the Island God Talks. Like, they be putting me on game.
Yeah, like, and that might help you. You might be able to get a high-value dude, or it's like a real masculine dude. It's going to be far and few in between for you to get that. Because, I don't know, I feel like we got whole radar. The more masculine you get, it's like you can tell, like, this one, I don't know about her. You've been around the block, and nowadays it's cool for girls to be promiscuous, especially in our community for some reason, which is like why shit is so fucked up. We got so many single mothers, we got feminine dudes as a result being raised by the single mothers, and a lot of shit is fucked up, and it starts literally with the amount of promiscuity. Also the systematic stuff too, but the things that we can fix and help ourselves, like, we gotta focus on that.
Simple as that. Get 1% better every single day, and eventually I feel like we'll be able to do it. But or we'll just come to our island, no cap. We're gonna be some real life islanders. We'll have our own laws.
Yeah, this passport boy, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like, I like the passport boy movement, but it's like, damn, what if we do all just leave the woman here? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like I don't want that to happen. It's like I love black women. I love our American black women. They just make it hard sometimes, you know.
That is true, and it's not helping like the things you see, like what the media pushes on it. But like, it is what it is, man.
And it's like, also at the same time, as men, we gotta realize a lot of women not like that in real life. Like, find you, it's a lot. It's still women out here that aren't on fucking Instagram and Twitter every day. That aren't fucking shaking their ass. Like, there are good women. It's just far and few in between for us. That's what it feels like. It feels like searching for a unicorn. I'm saying that's why dudes do kind of give up. But I say, like, dudes, like, we don't have to totally give up on the like a black American woman, but some of them too far gone. I ain't gonna lie. Like, some of them too far gone.
That is crazy. And if she's too far gone, it's okay. She's just not for you, man.
Facts. It's cool. Like, just let her listen to her Megan Thee Stallion. Like, don't try to change these bitches. Like,
can't play Captain Save-A-Ho, bro.
Yeah. Like, I do believe like there is a such thing as you being able to guide and lead a woman, but some of them aren't even open to that. They're too masculine to be guided or led.
Definitely, like, you can bring a horse or some water, but you can't make a drink. But that is the end of today's episode. Thank y'all for watching the video. Make sure y'all like, subscribe to the channel, leave us a comment.
Yes, sir, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you didn't like. Tell us what we was completely wrong about. if you a feminist, hey, get in the comment and be mad and type some angry shit down there. Nah, I said we want the feminists down there.
Definitely make sure like they spell their shit correctly though. Like just spell your words correctly.
Hell yeah, because the Islanders, we don't play that misspelled shit. We don't play that like, hey, Islanders, hey, we do see the feminists down there. You know what I'm saying? Get at their ass because I'm not gonna respond to their stupid shit. But love, peace, blessings. Keep working on yourselves. Hey, I got something special for y'all coming next month. Your boy might be dropping a little EP on the low. Now I'm saying, save it. Like, now I'm saying, what should we tell them? Put it in the comments today.
I was thinking chessboard.
Chessboard, yeah. Put chessboard in the comments. Nah, I'm saying you made it already all the way through. That's the only time I'm going to even mention the EP till it drop. Nah, I'm saying, so you got exclusive right there. You feel me?
I like that. All right. We love y'all.